Welcome to the second lesson in Chapter 1 for Traditional Logic 1. Last time we dealt with the idea of simple apprehension. We began by introducing what sense perception was, and we remember now that sense perception is seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, tasting. It's perceiving something with your senses. This is the first part of simple apprehension. The next part we call mental image. And mental image is when we perceive something, we have sense perception, and then a mental image forms in our minds about this thing. What happens to the image when the sense perceptions cease? Well, it continues. Even though we don't perceive the object, sometimes we call this memory. You're familiar with this because when you were little, you probably played a game like peekaboo. And you learned that even when you can't see the face of your mom or your dad, it's still there. You have a mental image of it because you have perceived it with your senses. We want to remember that the mental image is different from the object itself. So even though we might have a mental image of a chair, this is different from the chair and it's different from sense perception. First, the object exists outside your mind, but of course a mental image only exists inside your mind. The mental image can be present even when you're not looking at the object, even when you're not sensing it. And so we want to remember the mental image is different from the object, different from the chair itself, and it's also different from sense perception. It's the image of an object formed in the mind as a result of the sense perception of that object. The third aspect of simple apprehension would be concept. Concept is when you have an idea of an object. It happens when you grasp the concept of something like a chair. You understand what a chair is, so that if I ask you, is this a chair? You would probably say yes. Is this a chair? Again, you would say yes. Are these chairs? And you would say yes. So in other words, you understand the concept of chair. When you look at something and you see it, you can tell me whether or not it belongs in this group we call a chair because you have the concept. You understand the concept of it. You understand what a chair is. Understanding or having a concept about something is different from making a judgment about it. You simply understand what goes into this category. We'll be talking about judgment later. So just to review a little bit, there are three things happening in simple apprehension. The first thing is we perceive with our senses. Secondly, we form an image in our mind of what this is. And then finally, we conceive a meaning of what this thing is, what group it belongs to. For next time, and next time will be on Wednesday because you'll have Labor Day weekend off, you should read pages 10 through 11, and then you should do the exercises for day 2 in Moodle. Those will be due before Wednesday morning. As always, let me know if you have any questions, and I will try to answer them. Good luck.